OK，so 今天我们来做的就是关于到 areas under the curve。那之前我们有讲过的，就是讲 OK，如果我们是一个definite，OK，就是它不是 infinity 的，如果它是有拥有 definite number of the integration，就是它直接是有 limit between 2和5，就像这个情况的时候，我们是可以用 integration 来找出它的 area of curve 的。But originally 我们应该会怎样去做呢？ Originally 我们会直接把它 split into rectangles， 所以就像这个 case 一样 ，OK， 我们就讲 OK， 我直接找 ，so let's say 这里是2到2.2啦，所以我们的 horizontal distance 它就是0.2。So in this case 我们就讲 OK，what is the height times by the height， 然后我们就阿嘎就可以得到它的 area 是等于多少。But of course， 如果我们讲的是用 approximation of summation， 那肯定是打破裂的，因为什么呢？是会出现一些 decimal error。OK， 就是可能讲你不会 add up 全部，可能会有一些空白或者是多出来的一些东西。So that's the reason why 我们就要用 integration to find the exact area. Please note, integration is one of the application for integration is finding area, but not the only one.OK， 它还有其他东西是可以用在 integration 的，像是 velocity 变成那个 distance 之类的。OK，so let's have a look. First of all, find the shaded area given with the polynomial. 所以我们有这个 y equals to 3x squared. Now we have to find the area between x equals to 4 and 6. 那这个样子就是做 integration of 3x squared between 6 and 4. Remember, higher value has to be at the top. 所以6是在上面，4是在下面。So this is area. So let's do the integration. 我们会得到的是 x cubed in this case， 因为 x 加1了之后再除以3。So in this case, there will be 6 and 4. Now, remember one thing. It's upper minus lower. 所以 when x is equals to 6 minus x equals to 4. So that brings it as 6 cubed minus 4 cubed. Type in the calculator, 我们会得到的是152. Now, 它这里没有写什么 unit 之类的。But ideally 我们通常都会写一个叫做 units square 这个样子。Okay, to define that this is an area, but it's not necessary, just for information. Okay, the next one. Now, find the area under the curve. 那我们之前看到的，它全部都是在上面嘛，对不对？ What about if it's below? Okay, so let's find out. 如果我们尝试去做 integration of x squared minus 6x when it's 6 and 0. So in this case, 我们会得到的是 x cubed over 3 minus 3x squared between 6 and 0. So that makes it 6 cubed over 3 minus 3 bracket 6 cubed square minus 0. So 这里是 6, x equals to 6, 这里是 x equals to 0. 我们会得到的，如果你带去 calculator， 你会发现到我们会得到的是 negative 36. But why is negative? Because it's under the graph, under the x-axis. But what does that mean in terms of area? Area is still 36. Okay, 它只是 position 不一样而已。So in this case, we just say that area equals to 36 unit square. Okay, now 如果我们会出现人这样讲，如果 up and down 啦 ，OK， 那我的 advice 就是 separate their integration. Okay, you want to find the area of here first, and then plus the area of here, but has to be positive. 因为如果你不放 positive， 它就会出现 minus 4 minus 1 OK， 那就会变成就会讲说，哈，它就是0 but that doesn't make sense. 所以 always find out each of the area first, then only do the summation. Okay, so let's give it a go. 所以像这种情况，我们会有两个 area。One of the area is upper, one of the area is lower. We just say that this is A, this is B. So, we do the first integration with integration of x bracket x minus 2, x minus 6, between 2 and 0, dx. So let's do that first. Okay, that's for A. But you know what I would do? Let's expand this first. So that makes it as x cubed minus x squared, ax squared plus 12x. So in this case, 我们这里同样的全部就是直接 substitute 进去。库流。那我们在这里就会讲 4x power 4 over 4 minus 8 over 3x cubed plus 6x squared. Now all I need to do to substitute 2 and 0 into it, 我们就会得到 A itself, the A 的 area, 或者你要的话，你可以写成 area A 这个样子，就是 clarify 啦。So in this case, 我们会得到的是that makes it as 2 power 4 over 4 minus 8 power times 2 power of cube 2 power of 3 plus 6 times 4 and then minus 0. That makes it as 我们的 20 over 3. Now let's try B. Area of B, 它是同样的东西，只是我们换它的 value 而已。它的 polynomial of integration 还是一样的，所以我们直接 copy and paste， 就是左边的部分。So in this case, substitute in. 那我们最后会得到的是126, 128 over 3, just negative. But 因为它是 bottom part, 所以我们要记得，因为它是 negative 的关系，我们记得要把它变回 positive. So the total area just makes it as 20 over 3 plus 128 over 3. So that makes it as 148 over 3. And that cannot be divided. Fun. Okay, now 有一些 cases 呢，它会给你一些很特别的一些 graph。Okay, so 我们之前看到的 graph 它全部都是 bounded at the x-axis. But in this case, it's bounded at the y-axis. So 有一个 hint for you. 我们把头 turn 90 degree clockwise, 你就会看出来，诶，这个像不像是 x-axis 的那种 graph？ Basically, 他们做的东西很简单，就是他把 x 和 y-axis 两个都把了，他把他们两个倒反来了。Resulting, 它的 integration is not in terms of x, it's actually in terms of y. Okay? So that results into 我们这一个 area of the integration equals to integration of b to a of x dy dx. 可是你要注意哦 x is equals to function of y. 所以这个就是 inverse part. So, how do we actually do that? It's actually not that tricky. First of all, 当我们要讲这种就是给你这种 weird 的东西啦，你直接用的就是这一个 formula. Area is equals to integration of x dy. Okay? Straight away, integration is x dy. Bounded by 4 and 0. 我们的 x equals to what? X is equals to y bracket 4. So expanded, that makes it as 4y minus y squared dy. So 我们之前 is always doing in terms of x. Now just change to in terms of y. That's it. So that just results into let's see what's the integration to y square minus y cube over 3. That will make it as 40 and type it into calculator, or if you want you can just write out in this form, minus 0, which makes it as 32 over 3. Fun. Now, the next one. So find the bounded area. Again, what do we have to do? Okay, 这里有一个很 interesting 的东西。Okay, it's that it's saying y equals to, but what area are we looking at? We are looking at the area that's not bounded like that. Okay, 它是 bounded to the y-axis. So what we have to do here, what we have to do here is actually rearrange the equation so that it becomes x equals to dot 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 dot. 那这个样子我们就可以 apply 这一个 formula. So in this case, that makes it as y equals to square root of x 3x plus 1, y square equals minus 1 over 3 equals to x. 如果你要的话，你可以写成这一个 which would be easier. Then you just say integration of y square over 3 minus 1 over 3 and 4 and 1 dy. 因为这一个是 integration of x dy. Or even better, 1 over 3, 4, 1, y square minus 1. Fun. So integration y cube over 3 minus y, 4 and 1. So that results into 1 over 3 bracket 4 cube over 3 minus 4 minuses 1 cube, which is 1 over 3 minus 1, and then a square bracket. So when to find our answer, type it in the calculator, we should get 6 units square. So just a hint, just clarify a bit. 如果它是 at the x-axis, 我们就直接 integrate 它的 polynomial. 如果它是 at the y-axis, integrate x dy. Okay, so this is how we can do it. Now, here is also a really interesting one, where we have the area bounded by between the circle. Okay, so 有两种 method 你可以用。So first method is actually to subtract each other. 我们可以得到的是 we use the area of polynomial. I shouldn't say polynomial. Area of quadratic. 在 this case 是 quadratic 啦。Okay, 就是这一个是那个 quadratic. Minus the area of straight line. And I should clarify under. So to simplify a bit, 我们可以写 integration of negative x squared plus 8x minus 5 dx minus integration of x plus 1 dx. Okay, so in this case, 6 and 1, 6 and 1. Yeah, so that makes it as my brain is not working. Plus 4x squared minus 5 6 and 1 minus this, x squared over 2 plus x, 6 and 1. So that results into, okay, make sure to put your bracket properly. This is the one that you can get messy, and I forgot x over here. If you do not have your bracket written properly, you can see how chaotic it becomes. This is fun. Minus is 6 squared over 2 plus 6. Nope, sorry. There should be a bracket. Minus 1 over 2 plus 1. 所以像这种 integration 的问题哦，它其实难度不是在 how to do the integration， 它的难度是在 are you sure you got the values correct？ So just be really careful. Well, alternatively, 我们其实可以直接去 subtract 它的那个 polynomial 的。By all means, for example, 我们这里是 f of x， 这里是 g of x， 我们可以直接先 f of x minus g of x。所以这里我们会得到的应该是 x squared plus 7x minus 6。I think. Am I doing it correctly? Yep. So that 我们就直接做它的 integration. So you can see it's actually less chaotic. Negative x cubed over 3 square bracket plus 7 over 2 x squared minus 6x, 6 and 1, and blah blah blah. They all ends up the same answer. Nope. 2506. Did I say 3 or 6 over here? 6 correct. 所以你怎样都好 both methods are applicable, just depends on which one you want to use. There's no judgment here. 甚至你有可能就是用 method 1了，因为有一些 cases actually is hard to see. Okay, last but not least, we've got area bounded by the curve. So of course, 我们需要去理解的是 which one is being cut off. Okay, so in this case, 我们就看 if we have the area of the quadratic, it would have been here. If we have the area of the straight line graph, it would be inclusive of this and inclusive of this. I'm just trying to work my ways around. Give me a second. If I have my area under the graph, it would have been here. And here. 这个是 quadratic 的。如果是 straight line graph, it would have been here, and it would have been here. Well, this is fun. this minus this. If I don't have this one, the area bounded here from between 1 and 7 would have been here, and it would have been here. Yeah. But the question is, why, if I have my straight line graph here, I have my straight line graph here, I understand this is being discarded. But how is this being discarded? Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, so for this question, 这里呢就比较 complex 一点了 but there is an actual understanding point， 就是我们永远要先理解的是，它的 straight line graph， 它到底是怎样，就是去 work 的。So first of all， 我们的那个 area under the straight line graph is this， 还有这一个部分。Because it's under the graph, between the axis and under the graph. This is the straight line graph. 那如果是 quadratic 也是要 under 嘛，对不对？ So beyond 这一个部分的时候，它其实是有这里的。然后 in this case, it's obvious, it's all the area here. Now, 如果是我的话，我会讲 ，OK， 我做的 integration it must be 2x minus 9 minus 6 x squared minus 6x minus 2. So that becomes, between 7 and 1, so that becomes, now hold your thoughts. 我知道你们要问什么。You're probably asking, why is it the straight line graph being minus by the quadratic? So, in a way, 其实就是你们要了解这个题目的话，其实有一个方式可以去帮你们想。首先，如果他们是 combine together, so like for example 这一种 red and purple 两个在一起的话 ，congratulations。因为它们 being minus out in the area, this will be gone. So this will be gone. 没有重叠的 it would remain the same. 就算它是被 minus 还是没有被 minus. So 如果你 recall 一下的话，你还记得我们讲过什么？就是在这一个 area under the graph, 它们是 negative 的 correct? So it's the same thing over here. Okay, they will not be deleted. Okay, they are just negative, but it's still considered as the area. So 这里有重叠的，所以 resulting here is being deducted. So 剩下的就是我们的 shaded area. Now, in this case, integration of this results into the answer to this question, it will be 36. So out of all integration for this part, the hardest is to determine which polynomial to minus which. Okay, so that is beyond like like what, not really beyond, but like a upper level of understanding.